And we're back.
Live.
Yes, now
Does
we're.
it happen? Is it safe?
Yeah.
Is it safe?
I hope so. Holy crap. That's
All
terrifying.
right, we're back, folks.
On that note, we're going to go back to Sheepdog 7's question, the best budget steal.
Yeah.
I'm just going to shout out an answer, and I hope you all agree with me. S30V. S35, one of those two.
Get out.
You can find them super cheap now.
It's just as much of a budget steal as the Recon and the Broken Skull are budget knives.
How much does a mini Griptilian go for
You
these
might as well
days?
say S35 too, because Artisan Cutlery's got stuff that's just as cheap as S35 as you can on S30.
160? Is that what a grip is?
For a mini grip?
165?
For a mini grip?
125, 135 bucks.
That's a budget
Yeah, I was
knife.
going to
That's
say
a budget
120
knife.
to 1. No.
No, that's not.
Okay,
I'm sub 100.
Okay,
for sure.
okay. A more serious answer then is 14C. In my opinion, actually, for my preferences, it's probably my favorite budget steal to use and maintain.
That's a good answer.
Yeah.
That's better than your other bullshit.
That's why I prefaced it with, I hope you all agree with me.
If not 14C, then D2.
Yep.
I got a D2 knife for $42.
Hey, that doesn't sound fair.
American, you can find D2 for $25 nowadays. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Did I overpay for my?
No, because you got the good version before they went to the CF Elite.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going to call it out. The only thing the CF Elite is good on is the bug out. I haven't said that up until now, but I'm saying it right now. I do not like it on the SOCP. I do not like it on the Presidios.
He does not
You
like
do not
mayonnaise
like
and
it with
ham?
green eggs and ham?
No, I do not like it on a train.
Me and Nigel are like on a wavelength today.
It's kind of creepy. I like it.
Yeah.
So for those who are maybe not super aware, D2 is freaking everywhere these days. Used to be that you would see them in things like Benchmades and Spyderco's, some higher end Kershaws. Now you're getting them from makers out of China for relatively cheap. Kershaw's doing it a lot these days.
D2 K-Bar threw up a bunch of D2 options for a long time. Yeah.
Right.
The crazy thing is, when I first started getting into knives like more seriously, when I started shopping over at the Cutting Edge, genuinely, the first knife that I bought that I was like, this is an expensive knife, and I'm going to take care of this thing, was my freaking H&K Access. It was like $160 D2 knife. And I don't think you could spend that much money on a D2 knife in 2020.
You can.
The Adamas is still overpriced.
It doesn't, and the Access Lock version of this guy is still 200 and.
I misspoke. The
240?
CRKT Provoke is also like 270. So
yeah, but they
To
are.
give you an idea.
Paying for the mechanism, not the blade steel.
Yeah.
The Access, H&K Access, fantastic knives. And if you don't have one, you're wrong.
To give you an idea. Yeah. I've got both, the mini and the full sized. I know Mr. Fisk has rocked the full size on a couple different occasions, and maybe even the mini. Now that I think about it, but yeah.
I think D2 was
I think that
still.
one's going back in my pocket this week.
I think D2 is still more than usable, and I'm glad to hear that, Paul.
Yeah.
I think D2 is more than usable, but I think it is squarely belonging in the budget range these days. It's widely accessible at this point. It's inexpensive. It should be inexpensive.
Now, the other thing is, if I'm buying high-end D2, it better be like heat treated like a son of a bitch.
The grain structure had better be refined to all hell. Like
the difference between a John Neiman custom Luco with D2 compared to whatever Chinese D2 you want to compare it to, right?
Yeah. And
so
that's
what's going on there, Paul?
Apparently I asked that question too early, and now that information is lost to me, and I can't see it.
What question are you asking?
Like the rest of the questions, they're gone off the screen.
Oh no!
The hell?
Yeah.
That is
Talk amongst yourself for a second. Let me see what I can do.
Alrighty. So now that Paul is distracted and not going to be able to defend himself, how badly should we push on it?
Do you want to mute Paul for a second so we can lay into him? We'll play that game again.
As
It'll be fun.
cathartic as that would feel for me, no, I'm gonna be nice.
What the hell? This has never been a thing that has happened.
Oh, that's scary. Let's figure out how to prevent that for next time.
All the responses got deleted, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I have. It tells me the interaction information, profile visits, number like investigation. I've got all the analytics, but I don't have any of the questions anymore.
Try
It's genuinely not been a thing that has ever come up with any of the.
Maybe try just like restarting the app or something.
I was gonna say close it down and restart it.
Oh, I did. No, that was the first thing I did.
My first thought is the story stuff is up for 24 hours.
Yeah, but in I've never looked at it from the main page. It was up 24 hours as of 7 a.m. this morning, and I was still able to see the questions right now.
Fair enough. Then my first thought is irrelevant.
Indeed. Like it's not even telling me the response to what's it called?
Yes.
The polls.
That's fair enough.
I know that I got 6 sticker taps.
I'm dirty.
To have all that information disappear at once is kind of odd.
And for the record, the 6 sticker taps came from DBK, Martin's Lookout, and Mickey B. So 2 each from all of them.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really bummed out that I can't get those answers. In the future, I will save each question as a photo so that I have them. That sucks. Sorry, guys.
That's all right.
No worries, man.
Well, we'll keep on, I suppose.
So, how about that local sports team?
No.
Yay.
They're not playing. There's
No, you know what we should do?
Did the ball go?
It did.
Oh, thank God.
I'm only going to sideline it for a quick second. I just want to say Masvidal, I think, just accepted a fight with Usman on 6 days' notice. And yeah, I want to see that fight.
Fair enough. Good time.
Off that topic. We were talking about opening the floor to people that are watching us and asking for suggestions about who they want to see versus each other in our Instagram story.
Yeah.
And if you have a suggestion for what they're particularly swinging around, throw it out as well.
Who do you want to see
any fight combinations, they throw it out. We're curious about what you guys think should go down in the knife world, knife community.
If one of the answers is not John Grimsmo versus Eric Grimsmo, I'm going to be very disappointed.
I don't know. I expect Eric to have like a crazy amount of some sort of chaotic energy, and he just completely blindsides him. Like,
yes.
He seems like such a sweet goof. Every video I see him in, he's all like very chipper and like excited about what he's talking about and just high energy. John seems kind of worn down these days. He seems a little jaded. I think that might work against him. All those late nights. I don't know if you guys have been watching his videos at all, his shop videos, but like he's had some late nights working in their new facility, and I envy him, but at the same time I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe he's just waiting for something to snap, man.
There you go. The first person he goes after is his brother.
Yeah, that's dark.
I'm not writing the monologue here. It's just
He's just reading the words on the wall. Hey, yeah.
Darren Windsor wants to see Doug Marcada versus any system MMA student, and I don't know if that's a
Systema.
Yeah, I don't know if that's like a specific school or if he's just saying anybody in MMA.
Against
I don't
Doug
know.
Marqueta.
Oh.
Yeah.
Versus Doug Marqueta in a knife fight, everybody in MMA is dead. You might punch him, but Doug is
Yeah.
going to shred.
What kind of weapons are we working with here?
It doesn't matter.
Well,
Don't give
because
Doug
we
a
were
sword.
playing the flip around before with everyone else, Doug Maikata gets UFC gloves.
But it's a knife fight. You can't
No,
not give Doug Marqueta a knife in a knife fight. Or can he take the knife and then
Yes, that's
Well,
No,
yes,
but
Doug
what
Marqueta,
you
of
don't
course he's
real-
going to.
What you don't realize is there's all these laces, and he's going to take the glove off, and he's going to use the laces as a nunchuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
yes.
he won't even need to. Won't even need to. But we will put that to a vote. Anybody got paper handy?
No, but I got some.
Yeah, I got some
thunder.
here.
Conveniently.
Now, there's certain UFC fighters that I would give a better chance than others, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely got some boys out there that,
Some names.
any of the Brazilian guys, I'm sure, would probably grab
Fair. They've probably
a knife
dealt
or
with
two. And Damian Maia being like anti-terrorism Brazilian police, blah 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 type of thing. Give him a blame.
So-
I want to see what Damian Maia has to do with a knife against Doug Marqueta.
So
That'd be
Darren,
an interesting fight.
Darren just chimed in with Sistema is one of those chi martial arts. It's funny as shit. So
Okay,
That's
so it
what I
is-
was kind of thinking.
yeah,
Is it was one of those energy sorts of ones.
yeah. So if anybody here follows what is it, McDojo Life,
Mhm.
if you're not following them, you should be for some good laughs.
So
and
funny.
Okay.
just think
I
that.
think Darren's wishing somebody dead.
Yeah.
The amount of damage that Doug Marqueta could do to a man that is trying to focus his chi on him. Yeah, like exactly. That's exactly what I was gonna say. That scene in what's that friggin'
in Kill Bill when
Yes.
she takes what's her name, scalp.
the
with the-
zombie movie with Mila Jovovich.
Resident
Oh, one
Evil.
of the Resident
Resident
Evils.
Evil. That scene where like the lasers come up and just
Mm.
cube somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah, Doug Marqueta would cube them.
See, but the problem is that we'll never know because Doug Marqueta will very intelligently kill the cameraman first before he kills the person that he has to go up
He will
against.
sneak into everybody's home that's watching the stream and murder everybody.
Oh,
Murder that guy.
we'll never actually know who wins that fight.
But it'll be Doug
There'll
Marqueta.
be a complete blackout of all
Doug
information.
Marqueta versus the world. Would you watch that movie?
Yes.
I might watch that movie.
Yeah.
So basically just like shot for shot reshoots of The Raid, but Doug Marqueta.
No.
There's
Shot for
just
shot
gonna be-
remake of John Wick, but Doug Marqueta with a karambit.
Right. And no.
Or shot for
just
shot
floating
remake
over-
of Scott Pilgrim, but with Doug Marqueta.
that would be a
There's
weird one.
just going to be a guy sitting there going, "Yeah, drop the bomb." And that's going to be the end of the movie. Like it's going to be a 15-second
He's
long
going to
movie.
pick up the phone to say that, and as he says, drop the Marqueta slits his throat.
He's apparently Chuck Norris now.
Somebody's going to have to take that mantle at some point, and I think Doug Marqueta is my vote.
Yep.
All right. I need to go up online and look up a bunch of Chuck Norris jokes and just make them about Doug Marqueta now. That's a good use of my time.
Super
Especially
productive.
when you
Yeah.
have 67 YouTube videos to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a few. They're not all YouTube videos. Some of them are random things that I need to buy. But
Yeah.
mostly YouTube videos.
So for those that weren't around, earlier we were talking about how many tabs Paul and I had open in our web browsers.
So first off, Paul is insane for having 67 tabs open on his browser. 67. That's crazy. And then there's Joe. Then there's Joe.
And then there was Joe.
Over 200.
Yeah. I'm only a little ashamed.
You
What the
have
fuck?
Wasn't
Windows.
it like
You have
280?
Windows tabs
Like, wasn't
I
it
have
high
nine.
200s?
Both of you talking at the same time. I couldn't make any of that out.
Wasn't it high 200s? Wasn't it like 280 or was
No,
it
it was like
220?
I think it was like 220 something, 228. I think
225.
225.
And what I said is, you have window tabs like I have knives, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Ahsoka Edge is bailing on us. I
All
think
right.
it's time for him to go to bed.
Have a good night,
He's
bud.
saying 14 C28 and NCR 18 MOV budgets.
I didn't answer. SK5. SK5 was my answer before.
Yep.
All
It's
right.
my
It's
answer
not
now.
my answer.
Ahsoka. If it's done right, SK5 kicks ass.
Yep.
I
Now-
think I'm going to post 2 polls for Doug Marqueta, and one of them is going to be versus an MMA guy, and one of them is going to be versus a Sistema guy.
hmm
And at the end, we can have Doug fight Doug.
Would be good. Okay, so go just jumping back to the SK5. Are you talking specifically about fixed blade steels then? For budget. What's your favorite folder budget steel?
Have you seen a folder in SK5?
And it was a rhetorical question. But
Was it?
I want to know now.
I-
Stop holding out on me about these SK5 folders.
I
If
don't
anybody's making one, it's probably GEC or GEC, I should say.
I don't actually that's kind of a good point, but it's a Japanese steel, right? So I think they would just keep using their American 1095.
No, they're totally down with Japanese.
I have a very, very, very cheeky answer for you.
Okay.
I know what folder it's in. Silky saws.
No,
It's not a bad answer. I would say silky saws are the best folding saws on the market. As far as I'm concerned, as far as I've seen,
technically it's a cutting
they're
tool.
impressive.
It's not a knife, but it
It
is technically a
folds.
cutting tool. It does fold.
It's a bunch of little knives.
I love how Dennis hasn't even shaken his head yet.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, can you mute Nigel so I can mock him like I have the rest of you motherfuckers tonight?
Yeah.
It's fitting.
So
And the best part is Joe doesn't even know if it's done well. I think it outperforms 1095. If you look at the steel ingredients, it shouldn't. It should be closer to like a 1085, something like that. But I think with the differential hardening that the Japanese like knife makers can do with some of that stuff, I think you can get some SK5 that's pretty awesome.
I think
Kanasune
doesn't
did
have.
some SK steel.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have
That
to
was
check.
definitely peppered.
I'm gonna have to check the knife steel charting app,
I
knife steel
think it
composition
comes
app.
down to SK5 has more wear resistance to it than 1095.
Okay,
The,
so it's just going to chime in here. SK5 and 1095 are both standard names that allow for some level of variance. So 1095 from one foundry is going to act differently than 1095 from another. So
Like
there's
your
going to
mama.
yes, exactly like my mama. So there's going to be Jesus. Totally just derailed that. There's going to be different variances in the performance of knives that use the same type of steel because the steel is going to come from different locations. Like the carbon content for 1095 can vary between 0.9 and 1.03 apparently, whereas it's a 0.1 variance. Okay, so actually SK5 is very similar to 1095 according to the knife steel chart. Interesting.
interesting.
Thanks for telling us that they're almost the same.
No. No, but the thing is, stuff like manganese, that's where the big difference is. Don't know
Which would make sense
how well that's
being
going to
closer
show.
to a 1084 because 1084 has manganese in it.
Right.
So does 1095.
95.
1095 has 0.3 to 0.5. SK5 has 0.1 to 0.5. So depending on where you get your SK5, it can be quite different.
Look up 1084 just out of curiosity
1084.
because I'm pretty sure it spikes
And what aspect? What element are we looking for?
The manganese.
manganese.
Manganese. Yeah, 1084 has more than both. It's the green line in the long one in the center. Yeah.
Kapow.
Way more than both. It goes for between 0.6 to 0.9.
Okay.
I think that's why so many people like using it for making knives. Like when we were talking to Jerry yesterday, he was talking about 1084. Even like the knife maker, was it knifemaker.ca, where you can buy your blade stock? It tells you specifically on there that most people are talking about wanting 1095, but it's a hell of a lot easier and gives you just as good a performance or just as good a performance with 1084, but it's easier to heat treat and temper and things like that. I think that is probably more the case when you're not using the fancy kind of equipment that Joe has, where you can pinpoint exactly what is it? Is it an even heat?
Yeah, it's an
Joe?
even heat. It's an even heat
Yeah.
kiln. I will say that I have had no real problems heat treating 1095 once we got the canola oil. For those of you who are vaguely interested in knife making and don't know this already, Parks 50 quenching oil is what is normally recommended for 1095. If you cannot
What
find
you should
it,
have said there, Joe. What you should have said there, Joe, is that anyone interested in knife making, follow my page, and I'll do some videos explaining all of this shit.
I'll be nice. Hey, I'll be nice for the few people that are here live.
That's what
Don't
you
worry.
should have said.
Well, and forging's more Nigel's speed, but
That's
anyway,
why following your page for the other stuff.
fair enough.
Keep
But
posting.
anyway,
For the record, I sent a prospective customer a photo of Joe's knife to be like, no, look what they look like now.
it's been that long
Francis,
since I've upgraded my
curious.
Instagram.
Yes,
Yep.
it was still with the old hardware, and I think the purple one did have the rounding, but it still had the old hardware, didn't it?
Yeah, and it's funny too because I actually have the purple with the new hardware too, and I don't have pictures of that up yet anywhere either. So, yeah,
Take photos.
Good
Joe.
job.
I mean,
Good job.
actually, you have photos. They look really nice. Put those
yeah.
up.
I just took
They
them
look really
yesterday,
nice.
so they'll be up tonight
Do it.
probably.
Do it now.
Now?
I wanted to say too, Q's Gear Reviews, which I'm pretty sure is Quinn,
Yeah, yep.
says,
Hey,
y'all
buddy.
haven't heard of SK7 yet? And then in the time that it took for me to get to this question, his next follow-up was, I made that up.
Okay, good.
Funny thing is there is an SK7, I'm pretty sure.
Let me check.
I wouldn't be surprised.
There's variations of SK, I believe. But I
Yeah,
don't
there's
think
definitely there's an SK4. There's SK5.
There sure is an SK7.
Yep.
it's
That's
Yeah.
funny.
I was not surprised. You made that up? No, there's an SK7.
Both can be true. He didn't
Yeah.
know it existed, so he made it up.
Sucker.
Darren's saying, Quinn's laughing now. Darren is saying that the Avispa by Essie apparently is an SK5 folder. So apparently there is at least one.
Huh.
Intriguing.
There you go,
Yeah.
Dennis. I wonder what the price point is on it.
too much money. It's from Essie, so it's not.
That's
But you can
a budget
shoot it.
knife
see,
anymore.
I was trying to lampshade
57
that,
watts.
and you just punched it.
I'll
I'll
expose the
lampshade
whole
you.
goddamn light shade. It's
But you can shoot it to pieces and they'll replace it. So
I don't know if they have the same warranty on their folders.
I was just gonna say I'm not 100%
better.
sure on that.
that's what I said. But
Yeah.
I didn't say it. It was all up here. In my thinky meats.
Yeah.
All in your mind.
You say,
Just like my Lamborghini. In my
I don't like any of that.
mind.
I like that though.
Since Quinn's here with us right now, I want to ask him. 2 people in the knife community with a weapon.
Battle it out. Who are they?
Battle it out. Who do you want to see? I'll just sit here in silence and wait for his answer.
Yep.
Goddamn latency.
Yeah, I think we're gonna put up the poll next week, but I mean, I think Sal versus Eric Lesser,
Mhm.
I think should
I
happen. I
Yeah.
really do. I mean, there's a lot of pent up frustration on both ends.
Okay, so
Like it's
Sal, I'm gonna say this now. Sal uses the military, and Eric uses
Oh,
the PM2 with the Tonto.
No. Save your answers
Ah.
for next week.
It's in my head, man.
Come on.
Both with the Andela.
Oh, no. I hate it.
I was going to say both with the first design they ever made. Which one would be the worker and the other one would be the dodo, I believe.
Darren found that as a Vispa on a website for $57.99 Canadian. So
okay, that's in the budget category.
I won't be upset if they don't have the same warranty at that point.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah, Darren also said that he wants to see Dennis versus Nigel versus Paul versus Joe. And I know the knives that those boys have, and I don't want to play that game. I don't want to get stuck with whatever that fucking boar sticker is that Nigel has, or come against the Black Talon from Joe. Do you see the things behind Dennis right now? Do you see them? Because they're right there.
I was gonna say, if you expect me to show up with anything less than a sword,
Wait a minute, I have a sword.
Yes, you do.
You better.
If you think that I'm only coming at you with a sword, you better have something else coming too.
Yeah.
I was thinking about going PPT, little mouse knife style. That'll work, right?
Oh, yeah. Make Lynn Thompson proud.
Are we going to get into answering that silliness now or future?
Future, I think.
Okay.
Quinn wants to see Chris Reeves versus Lynn Thompson. We'll have to see if Chris Reeves can pass round one, though.
Yeah.
We'll give him an easy one. Chris Reeves. Oh.
Chris Reeves versus Tim Reeves.
I don't know how we have to rig it, but I need Martin to fight Survival Lily.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah. No, that's too good to pass up.
Uh-huh.
You know what? Screw it. But I'm not even worried about the brackets anymore. Chris Reeves versus Lynn Thompson. Martin versus...
Just no brackets, just random knife fights now.
and Martin gets Survivor Lily's knife that she made, which I don't know what it is. I think it's Oz 8.
It is.
That's all I know.
Mm-hmm.
What would we give Survival Lily?
The hammer. He's giant hammer guy. She would get the hammer.
Yeah.
The hammer weighs more than she does.
If she could swing it effectively enough, that might work in her favor. Just saying.
It's not anime, Joe. It's not. I'm gonna write that one down just so I don't forget.
The phrase "it's not anime, Joe." No.
Harass Joe about life isn't anime.
Yeah, pretty much.
There we go. Martin versus Survivor Lily.
Great, it's canon now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Justin just said Chris Reeves versus Christopher Reeves. After the accident.
See, the thing is, unfortunately, and not to turn this into a dark train of thought, but Chris Reeve apparently hasn't been doing super well health-wise, so I mean, it might be a more even fight than you imagine.
As long as it's a jousting match on horseback, because that's extra funny that way.
Electric wheelchairs. Still jousting, but...
Jesus Christ.
All right, so...
The horseback joke is funnier if you know what happened to Christopher Reeve.
Yeah. That's why I said you're a terrible person. You're bad people.
It's okay. Okay. He's not necessarily a nice guy, though.
John in Mississauga wants to know if anyone would take a poke at Greg Medford. Do I get one of those
Medford?
Strider.
Mick Strider. Exactly. Yes.
Perfect. Write that down.
That is exactly what came into mind. Oh.
Yeah, if anyone.
Yeah.
Okay, so if Strider's going against Medford, who would go against Maryphone?
Oh.
Ernest Emerson.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
Nope.
on it.
No arguments there. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I wrote them both down. This is gonna get weird.
Like it isn't already.
Yeah. Justin also says he thought it was Marfione versus Kershaw's legal team. I'm not posting that because that will get us definitely sued.
Oh fuck. Oh,
I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter how many people vote, everyone loses.
that.
Oh yeah.
But then,
Yeah, he'll petition to get that
Oh.
information from us so he can sue everybody else too.
what about Cold Steel versus CRKT's legal team? Because we already know how that one ended.
What was that one about again? I forget.
It was the claim that the auto
The
locks.
secondary lock being just as strong as a fixed blade.
Yeah, the phrase that they were upset about was virtual fixed blade, or virtually as strong as a fixed blade. And Cold Steel's like, no, that's bullshit.
They were being completely honest. Virtually.
In a virtual world.
Exactly my point. In a world that we made up in our own head.
Apparently that defense didn't do so well in court because they had to drop that language, which I find deeply funny.
Mm-hmm.
We're never going to get a sponsorship this way.
No.
Are we surprised?
I kind of thought that's where this was. Like,
hey, you never know. What was his name? The gentleman with the Damascus. Maybe he'll sponsor us.
is that really a sponsorship you want to accept? Like,
look, all you need to do is give him all your personal information, and he'll send you some knives, man.
And a $200 down deposit.
No, you just give him your bank card. Just,
yeah.
You have that now. That's yours. And I mean, literally, you just mail him your card.
Cancel it before it arrives.
Shred it, burn it, and then send him that.
I have a question that just kind of popped into my head for you guys here.
Did it hurt?
No. That did a little bit, though. What do you think the next big budget steal is?
Well, that's just because you want us all to say S30.
It's because S30 is probably the next one.
But S30 is still, in terms of how well it performs, it's better than so many other steels out there. It's still a better edge holder than S35. Personally, I think S35 is going to be the next big budget steal. I don't think it's there yet, but...
And me being the asshole that bought a couple times at like
a
$300 or $400 premium.
Dude, like, if you want to talk about expensive knives that have S35, I think we both have a fair few. Well, this is S30. No, this is S35. But
yes,
you buy it for the design because you like it.
I buy it for the design because I like it, and S35 is more than adequate.
I'm curious about if other companies other than Spyderco take on BD1 or BD1N. I know Cold Steel dabbled with it for a little while, but it's coming from Carpenter Tool Steel, so it doesn't surprise me that they're not using it anymore. When they dropped XHP, they dropped a lot of their BD1 as well.
Yeah.
And as far as Cold Steel's concerned, Oz 10A kind of surprised me. But, I mean, it's one of those steels I'd like to see more of.
Cold Steel's got a big reputation for, like, Japanese interaction, Japanese dealings, Japanese makings, going right back to their original design. So I think they've got a pretty good connection in Japan that Oz 8, Oz 10, especially that's where it's coming from type of thing. That doesn't surprise me too much. Mm-hmm. Just knowing the relationship that they have over there, right? So
I want to make jokes, but I'm not going to.
It's for the best.
Quinn is saying that he thinks we should start including a game of Alive or Dead in these. I think he means Sleeping or Dead.
Sleeping or Dead?
Unfortunately, there's no benches for us to catch people being either asleep.
Well, and not just that, but if they're sleeping, that's a major disadvantage to this knife fight game that we're playing right now. Like, if they're dead, then
That's a major disadvantage.
It's also a major disadvantage.
Everybody wins.
And everybody loses.
Yay!
Hey, if Nick Shabazz was sleeping, but Lynn Thompson was dead, it's
My vote's still with Lynn.
Lynn Thompson still wins.
Is it like Weekend at Bernie's, but just like in the cold steel warehouse, they just got him rigged up like a puppet?
It's halfway
Still working
between
that
Weekend
sweet,
at
sweet
Bernie's
footwork.
and it's halfway between Weekend at Bernie's and Thunderdome.
Oh,
The
that's
rope that he
horrifying.
has, though, is that really thick manila rope that they cut.
So that's how you get the kill, is by severing that rope. Yep.
Well, you have to cut all the marionette strings off until you like flop down, and then
Mhm.
Yes. Can we give Nick the cold steel halberd? Because I
Or
watched that
force
thing
spear.
2x4s in half in a stroke the long way.
Yep.
It was impressive.
Sure. Why
Well,
not?
That it was.
it is Nick Shabazz swinging it. So what's the chances that he'll just miss the target completely?
I don't
For
know.
Nick, yeah,
I don't know. Has Nick ever
Like
Bury
picked
a
up?
halberd into
Said
the
it best.
concrete and then be stuck there trying to pull it out.
I distinctly remember something about Shabazz saying he had either never been in a fight or he had been in one like not since grade school or something like that. He's got just as good a chance as botching it into success as botching it into complete failure. I think
Yep.
it's one or the other. There's no middle ground here.
I mean, he was my vote in the knife fight, but that was because the Z Hunter is on his side, whether he knows it or not.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's like a Sauron's ring. It works for him and him alone.
I'm going to say right after this live stream, I'm going to send him a message saying that he needs to make a T-shirt out of "I'm a knife lover, not a knife fighter."
I thought he was going to at one point in time because I would buy the shit out of that T-shirt.
Yep.
For sure. I thought that sentence is gold the first time I heard Nick say it, for sure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I don't have any questions anymore.
Yeah, well,
We have been here for 2 hours too, so we do.
over 2 hours. Yeah.
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 Yeah, so no, that seems like a pretty good wrap up to the session then.
That was fun.
We could
Indeed.
blame Paul for not having all the questions, you know.
Way to go, Paul.
I blame Instagram. It's clearly their fault.
Way to go, Instagram.
I think that means by default that's Facebook's fault, and I'm perfectly okay with
Way
blaming
to go,
Yeah.
Facebook.
Now say way to go, Mark Zuckerberg.
Way to go, Mark Zuckerberg.
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 We just got demonetized twice. I don't know how you can do like that. We owe them money because of that. Like it's
He doesn't own YouTube. Come on, that's Google. The different companies that we know of.
John in Mississauga says he was going to get a Z Hunter, but then the flea market shut down. And if I went to a flea market and there was a genuine Z Hunter there, I would pick it up in a heartbeat.
okay. For the record,
USA Design Z Hunter.
I tried to get the actual Z Hunter that Shabazz has into the store for novelty's sake because I know that they would sell like crazy to anyone who was a knife guy.
Yeah.
They'd use it as a stocking stuffer gift. It would be so funny as a gag gift. It
Oh.
would be awesome.
Oh yeah.
But Shabazz has made that particular model sold out across the world because of him using it. So
That's too funny.
What I'd
Yes.
at one point, I should just waste a ton of money on good resources and rip off the Z Hunter, but make it with the nicest materials I can, and then ship it to him and make him do a review on it.
Oh, yes, do that. Do that for sure.
Yeah.
Joe gets sued by a Chinese company.
Oh man,
Over-
that would be so fucking funny. Oh
Especially from over here.
yeah. Well, see, the funny thing is, they wouldn't be able to sue me if I didn't sell the thing, if I didn't make any money off of it.
That's true. If you only make one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And if it's a gift, there's fuck all they can say about it.
Maybe you should work on making money off of your other knives before you make a knife that you don't plan on making
No,
money
no.
off.
This is a for fun project much later when I can afford to do stupid projects like that.
Joe's gonna justify my burn. I tell you.
Oh yeah. Don't you worry.
Joe, I hope honestly that there comes a day that you make that happen, because that's amazing.
I'm gonna have you anodize the handles, by the way. It's got to be the same,
And
like
by
neon
anodize,
puke
he
green.
means take a paintbrush. You got to be true to a Z Hunter. Like,
So if you're being true to Z Hunter, why are you using the paintbrush then? Just grab the can of spray paint.
Oh.
I'll get the anodizing paintbrush set up, and then I'll paint little zombie faces all over it.
Yes. Yes.
But by zombie face, I mean stick figure.
And by anodizing, you mean spray paint.
Yes. Darren saying he's got to run. There's a thunderstorm closing in, so he's got to run outside with a tall metal pole.
Awesome.
Nice. That's he's got a lightsaber.
I was just gonna say, why isn't he running out there with Mace Windu's lightsaber?
Hold it to the top of your skull for like better conductivity. Get it right through the brain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I heard it works really good if you pee on it. I don't know.
His own head, or
No, on the lightsaber, it conducts electricity, right? So I mean,
Yeah.
So they find his corpse afterwards and just, why are his pants off?
does anybody else smell pee?
Smell like burnt. I smell burnt piss. I didn't know that was a smell that I could smell.
It could recognize.
it's not.
On that note, because things have gotten really friggin' weird.
Yeah.
they have.
Nigel, save us.
For sure. We're going to wrap this up here. Make sure to head on over to Patreon to help support and fund this crazy adventure that we're on. Yeah.
Indeed.
I think I said I don't think I said it last week, but I think I said it the week before, maybe, that the first person that does subscribe on the contest level will be the indicator of us posting our next contest. Whether it's at 1,000 for Instagram, whether it's at 500 for YouTube, because we're getting close on both of those numbers for sure.
Yep.
But we're close enough now that honestly, if anyone does subscribe on a Patreon level for the contest giveaway thing, we'll post it. You might be the only person that actually wins pretty cool items.
This is true. And it's just a massive whopping $10 for that tier.
Yeah.
So,
Massive whopping.
Yep.
Dennis kind of mentioned it there. Head on over to our Instagram. Tell your friends about our Instagram. Do that thing. Get us to 1,000 because we're that close.
It's almost time.
If Shabazz says that we're good enough for 900, then 100 other people should say that we're good enough too. Like,
Does that mean we can call out DBK for not following us?
Damn straight.
Yeah.
Martin wants to be in round 2. What does that come with? That comes with a subscription, or at least a follow. Maybe a shout out.
Is that is that bribery or blackmail? What is that?
Yes, it is. And there'll be more YouTube channels on the block to come for sure.
Oh dear.
And yeah, make sure to. This is mostly for everyone who's not in the live stream right now. Make sure to click the subscribe and hit that little bell for the notifications so you know next time we are going live and can join us here for the chat and get in on some of this fun conversations.
Sunday.
Sunday. One night only.
I'm really loving the fact that we're actually having quite a few subscribers listen to us live as much as we are having them watch us on YouTube. I wish more people were watching the re-releases on YouTube, but
Yes.
I love the fact that everyone that is coming out week to week on Sunday, and we're having a pretty good following because we're all enjoying it for sure. So
That we are.
Sometimes we have a little bit too much fun, but that's okay.
But yeah, that all being that, this is Nigel the Smith signing off.
I am who I am. I'm Dennis Vipers.
I am the Iron Joe.
No, XL.ca.
We will see you next time.
We don't need bigger knife. shit.